Hello and welcome to just Forex Trades. My name is Ian and this is my second video, so the difficult second album. But I appreciate it if you're back to have a look. I'm not sure I'll ever get used to talking to myself looking at a screen, but that's the way of the world these days. So anyway, my computer is a bit glitchy and this is like my second attempt. So hopefully the audio keeps up. But anyway, two trades this week. First trade was British pound US dollar. So this again is the daily chart. So each of these candles is the day. We've pushed down into daily demand back here in January and again back in early March, and we're pushing up. So eventually probably going to take out this daily high. So let's get into the 4 hour. And this is what price had done. We're bullish on the 4 hour. We had broken this high and we're pushing up here and came all the way back into this 4 hour demand last Friday. And based on my first video, the entry model, if you want to go back to that first video, it shows you it's a helicopter view of my entry model. I mean, you can look elsewhere for the principles. It's all free on the internet, various websites. But we came into the 4 hour demand and I was looking for a 15-minute change of character, or the 15-minute to show bullish intentions, and this is what happened. So this is the 4 hour demand, and let me just draw this out so just make it really clear. We had price come up, down, that green candle up, down, and then we broke, well, maybe not there, but we definitely broke there. Yeah. Okay, so we broke this green candle high there, and that's a change of character. So let me just delete all that. And that gave us this 15-minute demand zone on Friday last week. I didn't take this trade because I had already taken my trades last week and had a good week and didn't want to risk any of my capital, but that was a valid trade. And but there was news as well. Sometimes you get high impact news events, so I just decided to stay out of the market. Let me delete that. So price pushed up again, and this is all on Friday, which created this 15-minute demand zone, and you can see price tapped into it and respected it and then pushed up. And come on, hopefully my audio is okay. Price pushed up here and we started to consolidate and move sideways, and this is all the Asian session on Monday night. And usually what happens here is that this is all liquidity that's been built up for price to come down and grab, and that's what happened. So you can see price came down here and took out these lows and tapped into this area of 15-minute demand, which is the last unmitigated 15-minute demand zone. So you can see there's a chain here. We have a demand here that was tapped into, which means it's been mitigated. This 15-minute demand zone, which was tapped into, which means it's mitigated. And then you've got this one along here. So come Monday morning, if you're up early enough at 7:15, which is the Frankfurt Open, personally, just due to family circumstances, etc., I can't get to my computer at that time. So I missed this trade, but this would have been a perfect entry. And you can see price pushed up, came back down, tapped into the next 15-minute demand zone in the chain, and even pushed up again. So I still wasn't at my computer at 8:45, but when it broke this high here, and we had this new 15-minute demand zone, so you can see there's a whole chain of demand is very much in control. This is where I got my entry, finally. So price came in, tapped into this, and then went. So I'm just going to, previously when I've tried to move candle by candle, my audio has cut out. So I'm just going to turn exit bar replay, and then hopefully this all works out. So you can see this is where we were. Yeah, this is where we were. That's where we tapped in, and I was targeting the 4 hour high, and price eventually got there. So just very quickly to show that trade. So this is when I was in the trade. So you can see I have that's my position, the green box that says lots, and then I had my stop loss at break even at this point, and you can see I had taken a partial here, 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 and then when I went to close the trade at the end, I had hit the take profit. So it had broken the 4 hour high. So that's all those partials down here. If you look down to the bottom left, you can see all British pound, US dollar. Now I've, like in my last video, I've blocked out all my volumes and profit. That doesn't really matter. It's all about percentage return on your account. So whether you're trading with €100 or $100 or €1,000, $1,000, 10,000, 100,000, it doesn't make a difference. If you know, it's all about the strategy, and you can apply that on any amount. So you can see clearly I had that British pound US dollar, and then my next trade was Euro US dollar. So let's just have a quick look at that. I'm trying to keep these videos as short as I can. So let's just go out to the daily chart again, just very quickly. Move. Yep. So daily's clearly bullish. We've tapped into daily demand and we're pushing higher. So again, I think we're going to go take out this daily high at some point. Going into the 4 hour. 4 hours bullish. We've had a break of structure here. We've pushed up into 4 hour supply, and we've pushed all the way back down, and we actually broke through this area of 4 hour demand. And when we're down on the 15-minute chart, we can see that there wouldn't have been an entry because there was no bullish intentions on the 15-minute. But we did get this 4 hour demand was respected and price pushed off. And not even going into the 15-minute chart, I would have been looking at this demand zone. You know, this would have been a priority over this one, because it is the demand zone that caused this break of structure. So that makes it really strong. This demand zone hasn't really done anything because it's above the break of structure. So you like to have this move down. And again, there's lots of principles around the 50% retracement, so discount and premium pricing. Again, they're all terms you can look up to see what that means, but this is actually down in discount pricing. So it's a perfect setup on the 4 hour anyway. So let's just move across. That's my entry, but I just want to show you here. So this is where price came down and tapped into that first area of 4 hour demand, but we didn't have any change of character. And for me, there is an early change of character down here again on the Friday, and that aligns with the Euro US dollar. But if I was to be really clear, I'd want to see, like, that was a push down, push up, push down. I'd want to see this high get broken for me to be happy that the 15-minute has now switched bullish, which it did here, which was Monday at 3 o'clock. So again, moving forward, the 15-minute was moving, it was bullish. It was very, but it was, I like to see a very clear chain on the 15-minute. And if I can't, then I need to have a clear 4 hour demand zone. So I didn't have that clear chain like I did on the British pound US dollar in the other trade. So if you go back into the 4 hour, when we move forward, you can see this is, let me zoom right in here to make this as clear as I can. You can see this, so this is the movement, the price moving, and we tapped into this 4 hour supply. Price pulled back a little bit, and then we had this big bullish candle. And that means that this is a flip. So we flipped, that's 4 hour supply, and we've had price push into it, rejected a little bit, and then pushed through. So this 4 hour, my audio is probably gone there. Come on. This 4 hour demand has flipped this 4 hour supply. So this is a strong zone. Again, they're all terms that you can search for. So look up flip zones. So in that 4 hour demand, there was this 15-minute demand zone. So I used that as my entry. So you can see price came back into it, tapped that 15-minute demand, and then pushed up again, coming over Asia overnight. We had a build of liquidity. I could have scaled into this trade. I'm not at that stage in my trading yet. Like, I could have taken this 15-minute demand zone, so I had 2 positions, but I didn't enter. I just held this first one. And I was aware of what was happening here, so I was willing to sit through this kind of... You got to be aware. You're up in profit here, and pretty good profit. And you've got to sit through this kind of pullback. So I had partialed out here. I was risk off, and we had this push down, and then we pushed off again, and we broke all these highs. So up here, I was about to partial, but I decided, no, I'm going to hold my position and try and target this high, which is, if you can see the risk to reward on that trade just below my cursor, it says 9.49. So that's like a 1 to 9.5. But anyway, I'll just drag this across. I moved my stop up to just above break even. So what happened here was that price came down and just tagged me out just above my break even. And then let's just look at what happened. Price ran almost to my take profit, which is, just poor trade management on my end, but still a profitable week, and I had my market analysis correct. So I just need to do a bit of work on not getting involved once my trade is active and I'm risk off, just to leave it, because the market's dynamic, it's fluid. You've got to let it breathe, so to speak. But we've pulled back down into 15-minute demand here by the end of Friday. So if I start to see bullish intentions again on the 15-minute, I think we're going to go take out this 4-hour high. And look, we've got these equal highs here. So equal highs are generally targeted by the market because there's a lot of liquidity up there. So I can see price definitely going to take that out. So anyway, that was my trades. And just very quickly, how do I... so this is when I just entered that euro US dollar trade, just to show. This is again IC Markets live account. That's my entry, that was my stop loss, and that was my take profit. So that's before I had just entered the trade, and I was in a little bit of drawdown, and then this is the end of the trade. So you can see I partialed here. I was risk off. I should have let it fly, but anyway, came back, stopped me out for a little tiny bit of profit, just above break even. So you can see that this is the week, the 27th, 31st, and these are all the trades I took. So I didn't take any losses. It's a pretty good week. You're always a student of the market. There's always things to learn. So anyway, I hope you've taken something from this video, and I will be back next week with another trade. So appreciate it, and share the channel around if you feel like it. Thanks a million.